There's a story a lot of people tell themselves that they left the group because they saw through it, that the friendships were performative, that the dynamics were toxic, that they were simply more aware than everyone else. It's a comfortable story. It's also sometimes a lie. Here's what the research on social withdrawal actually shows. The people most likely to repeatedly exit social circles aren't the most perceptive ones in the room. They're often the most anxious. Not anxious in an obvious way. Anxious in a way that looks exactly like clarity. It works like this. When the nervous system learns early that social environments are unpredictable or unsafe, through criticism, instability, or relationships where love felt conditional, it adapts. It starts scanning. Every room becomes a pattern recognition exercise. Who has power? Who's performing? Who might turn on you? Who's not really your friend? And here's the thing, that scanning is accurate. The patterns it finds are real. Social hierarchies do exist. People do perform. Friendships are sometimes more fragile than they appear. So the conclusions feel like insight. The exit feels like wisdom. The smaller circle feels like growth. But the scanner doesn't turn off. It follows you into the next group, and the one after that. And it finds the same patterns again, because the patterns are everywhere. Because people are complicated everywhere. And slowly, without ever meaning to, you've built a life organized around confirming that closeness isn't safe. Psychologists call the underlying mechanism anxious hypervigilance. It's common in people with histories of social rejection or emotionally unpredictable caregivers. And its defining feature is this. It feels like self-protection. It functions like self-isolation. The exits keep happening, the circles keep shrinking, and each time the story makes perfect sense. They weren't real friends, the dynamic was off. I outgrew it. Until one day the circle is very small and very quiet. And you're not sure if that's peace or if it's just what's left. That's the question worth asking. Not whether the group had problems. Every group has problems, but whether the pattern of leaving has become more familiar than the discomfort of staying. Because real connection, the kind that actually holds, requires tolerating the mess of other people, their performances, their status games, their imperfect attempts at friendship. Not because those things are fine, but because no one is without them, including you. The people who build genuinely deep relationships aren't the ones who found a perfect circle. They're the ones who stayed inside an imperfect one long enough for something real to form. That's harder than leaving. It's supposed to be. If this made you defensive, that's probably the most useful thing you've felt watching a video like this in a while. This channel is interested in the truth about human behavior, not the flattering version of it. Subscribe if that's what you're actually looking for.